Welcome to Teaser Tuesday with PromoKitchen. This is a follow-up from our weekly chat of PromoChat, and what we're doing each week is we dive deeper into a tweet that we wanted more conversation, we wanted the backstory and everything. And then this week, we have Danny Rosin, one of our founding chefs of PromoKitchen, here because his story, while didn't add too much to thinking about hiring, just delighted us so much that we were like, okay, we gotta hear that and we gotta share it beyond the weekly promo chat. So we'll start with Danny. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I think the idea was, if I remember correctly, it was around a horror story that happened during the interview process. And so I just think a lot of the work in our industry is connected to like being creative on the spot, brainstorming for a client challenge or addressing an issue that needs some sort of problem resolution. And so at BrandFuel, we're trying to find people with creative acumen in our hiring process. And we do this through these challenges and interviews. And we used to do it a lot more. But we try and create an atmosphere where it's fun, yet it's maybe slightly gimmicky. So some of the props that we've used in our interview process would be things like hula hoops, Mad Libs, and then we also use Play-Doh. But it was not long before we dropped the Play-Doh from our basket of interview tricks. One of our candidates, while under the duress of a 2-minute timer, created something we will say was uncomfortably phallic in nature. So there was that awkward horror story interview moment that we had. Needless to say, again, no more Play-Doh in the interview process.
I'm so I just want to know what was in this guy's head where he's like, I'm in a business setting. This is the way to go.
Yeah, I think it was just he's molding and there's 2 minutes, and I think he ran out of what he was trying to make. It was uncomfortable. We all laughed, but we realized that there's a lot of opportunity for, is there a word such as phallicism in Play-Doh language? But anyway, we cut it out. We laughed, awkwardly, done, never again.
Yeah, learned that this guy probably wasn't good under stress or time limits or deadlines.
Exactly.
Well, was there like a Play-Doh thing where someone made it where you're like, oh, that's really creative? Or was it, it's
always.
just to see how they play? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some amazing things, little ducks that are made, and then they talk through like what they were thinking about. And the person who made the duck one time said that they felt like during the interview process they were going through, they were calm on top, it's paddling really fast underneath. And wow, I think you hired that person.
Insightful. Yeah, I like that.
And it looked like a duck in 2 minutes. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's, paddling, being progressive and calm is much better than just being a dick. So
that's
maybe they were both very revealing.
Yeah, I need to hire you. Come on. Go over to BrandFuel.
Yeah, you come up, I'll come down there and you can come up to Toronto. It works out.
No problem. I have a passport. All good.
Exactly. Well, perfect. Well, you had some other great tweets, and I just wanted to go into your best advice, because we were kind of going like, hiring is such a stressful process for the participant and for the hirers. Like, it's a lot of work that goes into looking for it. So I was wondering, what's your top tip for people who are hiring and looking, like the interviewees right now? Yeah. What would you suggest, like, beyond just spell check your resume, is like, what is your tip on what stands out for you in the hiring process?
Yeah. So first, I thought there was great answers around this on PromoChat yesterday. And again, Wednesday at 3, Twitter, PromoChat hashtag. Come join us, engage, listen, learn, like, all that. It's so great.
Good plug, Danny.
So someone, I think, mentioned that candidates that should thoroughly research companies before they interview, which just seemed like so obvious. At BrandFuel, we have a saying, it's prepare and prevent versus repair and repent. And essentially, I think not sleuthing the organization that you're where you're going to get your next paycheck from is a complete fail. So prepare before you go in. I'd also say be professional, but be yourself. Doing so, I think, will really help you find your people. And then also, I think sooner or later, the truth's going to come out about you. It's going to be revealed. And I love to say, be you, and let the world adjust. So I think that's important in this day and age.
Exactly. Yeah, you can only fake something for so long before, the true self comes out. And it's
Yes.
so true about the preparation, and it still surprises me, like when I go through and interview someone, how little they've read the job description or anything else. Like we put on our job descriptions that we have dogs in the office,
Hmm.
and during phone interviews I'm like, we have dogs, and then they always come in being like, I don't really like dogs, and I'm like, that's like the smallest part of our business here. Like, what else did you pay attention to?
Exactly. Great point.
Yeah. So, and then the other side is, what's your advice to people who are looking to hire, like either when they start, or even just is there a particular question you asked during the hiring process that is really revealing to you?
Yeah. Yeah. A few things come to mind. Let's see. First, we have an interview question that we ask. I'd encourage anybody to ask it, that I love. At BrandFuel, we ask, what is something you've taught yourself lately? And what we're trying to do with that question is that we are trying to hone in on their curiosity factor, and also their do-it-yourself kind of skill set. We like to have people like that work here. We also have started using personality indexes a bit more, and those things can place a higher value on culture fit versus, again, that skill set. And I think really there you're saying recruit for attitude, but train for skill. I think you can, find people who maybe are a good fit, and teach them the skill sets they need to learn, which is a lot harder than changing who someone is. And then last, this is something we've been doing for years, and it's hard, but I think it's really important, and that is involve your team in the hiring process. We do that at BrandFuel, and I feel like the people that we involve feel good about being included in a very important process. This is someone that they're going to work with as well. And then importantly, and I got to say, I see the glass as half full, sometimes all the way full and running over. And so people have better shit detectors than I do. So they have, they're finding things that maybe people on the front end of hiring, that first wave of hiring, they may not have seen, and that's truly helpful.
Yeah, no, I always do that. Anyone who is either working side by side or direct reporting, is they come in on the interview, because I can tolerate them for 30 minutes of the interview, but it matters if my staff can get along with them, and if they see any issues. Like you said, the shit detector needs to be there for everyone that's working
Yep,
there. And so,
exactly.
yeah, no, it's especially, I mentioned with BrandFuel as well, you're a small office. So, and a lot of the people who join in on PromoChat, like, they are small operations. So, you can hire someone because they're really good at their job, but if you have to sit next to them and you don't like them, that's a
Exactly.
huge problem. So, yeah.
Exactly. Perfect.
Well, perfect. Thanks, Danny, for your time.
Yeah.
And do
Hey.
you want to let us know where we can find you on the internet and everywhere else? And
Yeah, I would just say go to promokitchen.org. You can find me as a chef there, certainly at BrandFuel, but reach out. Got a great mentorship program. If there's any way I can help, or get you involved in the mentorship program as a mentor or a mentee, that's a great place to start.
I'm on both sides of those, so I highly suggest the mentor
Right on.
program. It's fabulous. And yes, well, perfect. Well, thanks, Danny. And everyone, remember, promo chat, hashtag promo chat, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern and 12 Pacific time. So thank you again.
Yep. Bye.